Hello students, welcome. Myself as JP. Today in class 10, I am going to explain the whole chapter Outcomes of Democracy. Children, as you know, democracy has many outcomes. Question comes, what is outcomes? Outcomes means result. What are the results of democracy? You have already studied in class 9th about democratic, that is a type of government in which people rules by means of their representative, right? So here in this case we are going to understand what are the result. Democracy is cultivated in our country more than 70 years, in another countries it is cultivated, but what result it has given, this is a major question. So before we try to get results, we should try to understand its benefits, means how do we assess democracy, right? हम डेमोक्रेसी को कैसे असेसमेंट करेंगे, कैसे बताएंगे कि डेमोक्रेसी कि इस समय क्या परफॉर्मेंस है, आने वाले समय में क्या परफॉर्मेंस होगा, एंड व्हाट इट विल बी देयर. फॉर दैट वी विल ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट डेमोक्रेसी प्रमोट्स equality among citizen, means every citizens are equal. This spiritual thought or view is injected by democracy in all over society, that is it promotes equality among citizen. Second thing, it also provides dignity, it enhances, means it increases the dignity of a citizen, means every citizen is equal before law and he has he must be given some respect, he is a respectable person, means his dignity is restored in democracy. And once again, when we goes on decision making, in non-democratic countries, decision making has been considered as one of the worst activity because it was illegal, inhuman, and it was cruel to mankind. But in democracy, there is quality of decision making, means decision making quality increases day by day. Why it happens so? Because in democracy, first we discuss before taking decision, means whenever we takes decision, before that we have to make a discussion with all over country, with various communities, with social media, and with various intellectuals, and our judiciary is also involved here. All of them goes to make a discussion so that quality of decision making increases and nobody goes in loss, and majority of the people should be benefited by that decision. Yes children, after that second one is method to resolve conflict. Democracy has many types of method by means of which it can resolve conflict easily. So it is very, you can say, influensive thing that to resolve conflict, democracy has a best method. Means conflict is resolved by agreements and by discussion, consultation, and the people of our country, they reduces conflict because of their social unity. Our country, however, there is diversity, but there is social unity in the country. Then another fact what democracy does, it provides room to correct mistakes. Many MPs or MLA comes in power and they commit various types of mistakes, and it happens by chance, and in next election they are defeated. But in the next elections, in coming election, democracy provides room to correct mistake. If previous government had done a lot of mistakes and the running government is also doing so much, then previous government can once again given a chance by in democratic countries to show their skill and to improve their mistakes and again lead the country. This is a major thing that we should know. Children, one thing more, that in democratic countries there is, you can say, socio इकोनॉमिक एंड पॉलिटिकल प्रॉब्लम्स, बहुत सारी सोशियो इकोनॉमिक एंड पॉलिटिकल प्रॉब्लम्स एग्जिस्ट इन डेमोक्रेटिक कंट्रीज. Means problem related to society in various communities, various religions, various cultures and languages. They provide social conflict and it creates a major situation, and government have to resolve this thing, by means of consultation and by, considering their, dignity. Means their dignity should not be challenged. And along with this, political problems also rises in our country. Most of the parties, they are, you can say Hinduist parties and many other parties, and all these parties, they are creating a political problems. So how such type of problems solve? Democracy provides better method. Means if political problems is there, then there should be some decision making by running government. They can take strict decision, they can dissolve that, assembly, or they can dissolve that association, and finally their cases would remains, starts running in Supreme Court or High Court, and these problems are resolved in judiciary. Clear? So democracy creates condition to achieve democratic government. Okay, means it create condition to achieve various types of, goals. Clear? So we can say that in democracy, if we compare democratic countries with non-democratic countries, then we will find that however in democratic countries there is less economic growth, there is less, you can say, development, and there is less development of lifestyle of people, there is less development of education. But democratic government is formed by people, common people. This is government of people. That's why we accept all miseries given by it, and we accept its wrong decisions and we accept its good decisions. We also welcome its welfare programs, we also welcome its, national development programs. We also excuse this government because democratic government is made by the people. We have made this thing, and in this manner we can say that democratic government is our government. That's why we have lot of, you can say, expectation, हमारी उम्मीदें with this democratic government. Whenever we, bring out a democratic government with full majority in center or in state, then we have various expectations. We think that such type of government, it should be accountable. Means government, what activities it had done, what development program it had started, and what welfare programs had been launched, everything should have account. When it started, when it ends, what was the target, whether it achieved the target or not, what were the regions not achieving that target. This type of, account should be, provided by a democratic government, and everybody expect, common people expect that the existing government, it should provide accountability. Means it should give accounts what they had done in 5 years. However, the per capita income has increased, GDP of the country increased, or national unity has not been challenged, whether it was restored or whether other things, they are not, you can say, social problems, political problems had been solved or not, or they have created more problems. This is a expectation that common people wants in the next election. When next election comes, such type of questions, they just moves here and there in the brain of voters, and they try to make conclusion that whether we should reward them or we should, you can say, punish them. How they will punish? They will punish by rejecting them, and they will reward by re-electing them. So this is a, checks of balance that you had studied in class 9th standard. Democratic government provides, you can say, such situation that expectations and needs of common people are fulfilled. Such type of government is known as democratic government. But unfortunately, many ministers, they does not comes true to our expectation. This is our unfortunate. But most of the people, they used their best, they had done their best. This is one of the major, you can say, property. And we once again we expect that this government should be responsible, means it should deal with responsibilities of common people. It has responsibility to increase the earning level of depressed class. It should restore the dignity of lower sections, grassroots level people, those who are less economically developed. Such people should also be given chances, they should be given subsidy, they should be given reservation. Such type of responsibility democratic government should bear. So we can say that democratic government is responsive. This is one of the major outcome. And last one is democratic government should be legitimate. Means democratic government, it is legal government. Why it is legitimate? Because it has been elected in a democratic country by millions of people, and their representatives, they have come from millions of people, they are choice of millions of people, and this is one of the biggest judiciary of the world. The common people of a particular country, economic growth and development. Here we can say that economic growth means in democracy there is very poor economic growth, and development of democratic nation is very slow process. It has been recorded that in non-democratic government, if we consider non-democratic government, because of strict rule, non-democratic government, because of strict rules and regulation, people fear from the ruler. That's why they used to do every work well in time, because they know that they will get punishment if they not complete their work. That's why economic growth is more, that is approximately more than 4.94%. And if we consider democratic government economic growth, that is very less. Democratic government economic growth is very less. It is approximately 3 point something 92 or anything. This is a record. Okay, so we have found that democratic government has very less economic growth, and its development is quite slow, and the literacy rate is also poor. But people have dignity, they have restored their dignity. People have quality, they takes quality decision. And in democratic governments there are many types of outcomes are there, but only on the behalf of economic growth we cannot reject democratic government, isn't it? That's why, means in especially in non-democratic governments, if we consider in non-democratic government, we will find that in non-democratic government everybody is fear, they have fear, and they try to work well in time and they achieve their target. But in government, you can say democratic government, there are, you can say, rich people, then middle class people and poor people, right? Means the rich peoples are always rich, and middle class they remain in middle class, and poor people they are very poor. So we can say people and class people and poor people, they are taking, you can say, such type of, means rich peoples they are always rich, and poor middle class peoples they are always middle class. So we can say that economic outcomes of democracy is very low, right? And it can be increased but cannot be increased strictly. It is our duty. If we consider, everyone consider their duty, then we can accelerate our economic growth, otherwise it remains the same. And once again we consider economic growth and development, and if we go on, reduction of inequality and poverty, right? There is lot of inequality in democratic government due to caste system, due to various religions, various languages, there is inequality in economical growth. Means there is, everybody is not equal, because rich, they have their own society, own community they have developed, and middle class have middle class community, and poor have poor community. So there is always, a problem of inequality. How should we reduce this inequality? This is a major question. Okay, such type of inequality can be reduced by, you can say, by taking various steps, and poverty can also be reduced. In our country, we can reduce poverty not only in our country, in every country, by making welfare programs. Government can provide subsidy. Government can start various types of programs to increase their per capita income or per head income. Means government can create job opportunity. Government can create various types of development programs where people can be involved, and in this way democratic government can reduce inequality. This is one of the major term and condition, and we should try to understand how we know democracy has better outcomes. Clear? So in this manner, there are various types of accommodation in democracy. You have studied yesterday. In accommodation of social diversity, means accommodation of social diversity, we can say that in our society there is diverse population, peoples of various community, various languages, various religion, they have a lot of diversity, but in democracy we accommodate them. We start making nationalistic feeling, we develop nationalistic feeling that we are first Indian, then of another community. It is only possible in democratic government and not in all other governments. So such type of accommodations are possible in democratic government, and you can say democratic government, it does not provide everything. It only provides, you can say, situation. Democratic government provides a situation. Okay, and all means it creates condition that you make development. I have given atmosphere. Democratic governments used to say that I have developed various types of rights and various types of good atmosphere. Now you make your economic growth. Why you are not doing? If you are not doing, you are lazy. Such type of arguments are given, and to reduce inequality and to accommodate social diversity, democratic government is one of the successful government. So then democratic government, it always means goes on millions of examinations, and there are millions of examiners. So we can say that democracy has millions of examiners and millions of, you can say, people who are working for democracy. And you can say in democracy there are chances of economic growth, and in democracy there are various types of methods to resolve conflict. So these are outcomes. Means the major outcomes of democracy is democratic government is accountable, democratic government is responsive, democratic government is legitimate. These three are major outcomes. Democratic government accommodates social diversity. It is one of another outcomes. And democratic government also reduce inequality and poverty. Right? So they are outcomes of democratic government. However, in case of economic development, democratic government fails. But on only this point, we cannot reject democratic government. Understand? Why we cannot reject? Because there is no substitute of this government. Is there any other government? No, there is no government which is democratic and better than democratic government. That's why, because it is elected by, they are elected by people and government is formed by people, that's why democratic government is thoroughly, you can say, it is totally, you can say, accepted by common people and all over world, and we consider it one of the best government. Okay, thank you for watching this lesson and go through exercises.